Hi everyone, welcome back, and in this video I would like to give you some information on the double diamond framework. So for those of you who don't know what this double diamond framework is, it's a design thinking process that's being used, and it's popularly being used by many of the big companies like Apple, Starbucks, Microsoft and other companies to build ideas and innovative ideas and build creative solutions. So if you don't know what this double diamond approach is, then this is the video for you. So without any delay, let's get into it. So this double diamond, it was built and introduced by the Design Council, introduced the double diamond in the year 2004. And it's a framework that allows companies to apply design characteristics to find creative solutions and innovative ideas. So as I said, Starbucks, Apple, Microsoft and other companies, they have kind of adopted this double diamond design thinking approach and framework to build their solutions. So it was kind of put down in the year 2004, but not many of us were aware of it. But it's good to know that there's this type of an approach and process that exists. So also, the double diamond is based on the frame in innovation approach that was coined by Kees Drost and the professor of the design innovation at the University of Technology. Okay, that's just some background to this framework. So, as we all seen in the first introduction of the double diamond, why we call it a double diamond? Because it's of course two diamonds, and there are two spaces into which these two diamonds can be segregated. The first one is the problem space. So this is the space where teams come together, they brainstorm, they understand what's the what seems to be the problems, and then they exactly define what is the problem. And in the second diamond, that is a space which is called as the solution space, and that's where teams, they build prototypes, mock-ups or any solutions, and they deliver it to the customer. And it just doesn't stop with that. So after delivering it to the customers, they get feedbacks from it. Okay, so that's the, on a high level, this is how both diamonds are kind of segregated into the problem and the solution space. So before getting into this entire process of design thinking to solve solutions, sorry, to solve problems, things these are a few things that you need to keep in mind. So when you're preparing for session like this, um, you need to make sure that there are reps from different areas of the project. So your project has different members involved in it from different areas. So you have the engineers, you have the designers, you have the quality analysts, and you have other members involved. So you need to make sure that everyone, there are representatives from every area of the project. The reason why is because we need to get perspectives from each one of them, so that we know that we are solving a problem by taking everyone and every area's perspective and ideas. The second one is, it's better if all the members are in the same location. So now when there's a lot of changes happening around us in the ecosystem that we work in, and some people, they work in different locations around the globe, but when it comes to collaboration, when it comes to brainstorming, it's always suggested and recommended that everyone are in the same room, just to have that same and excitement and enthusiasm. And not only for that reason, but also when you get to share ideas, you can have a face-to-face interaction. Also, there's a lot of this entire process, okay, of design thinking, collaboration, the double diamond framework. When you kind of follow this process, it's a lot of collaboration is involved. So when there is collaboration, there's a lot of sticky notes being posted on walls, post-its and stuff that's being put up, flow diagrams and things like that. So it's all in one place, and teams can really feel involved in it, and any idea pops up, there's immediate collaboration discussions happening around that space. When team members leave the room every day, they can come back, they can look at things and just keep their mind up to date, refreshed, and then if some idea comes up, they can still, there's always space to have that connectivity. So that's the reason why they say always collaboration works well when everyone are located in the same location. So those are few things to keep in mind when you're preparing for this type of a design thinking process. And once you have all this in place, now let's see what this different details of each diamond involves. So the very first diamond, when you see, as I said, it's the problem solving, the problem space. Okay, not the solving space, sorry, it's the problem space. So if you see here, you have a challenge at hand. So why do people want to come and sit down and brainstorm? Because there's some challenge that they are facing, some problem that exists, and they know that that exists, and that needs to kind of be resolved and addressed. So there is a challenge. So when you have the challenge, of course, as I said, there needs to be a forum where people come and discuss that. So the very first section within this diamond is discover. So teams here, they do a lot of exploration. Okay, they explore, they discuss different ideas and concepts and what are the problems, they give their perspectives. So if you see, this particular stage in the process is a diverging stage. So you just don't focus yourself into one particular perspective, concept, or area. You just diverge out and just keep brainstorming and checking out all possibilities, ideas, and perspectives. So there's a lot of tools that can help you to discover problems. So some tools are like mind maps. Using mind maps are really helpful. Then you have brainstorming, that's another powerful tool. Putting down customer journeys, empathy maps. You can have like interviews that you would want to conduct, focused group discussions, and then you have observations. Also, there's a lot of research that can also be involved. For example, you have your desk research, you have then on-field research and stuff, and also storytelling. Allow everyone to give their story about what they feel that's happening, what they feel is the issue and problem, and things like that. So these are some powerful tools that can be used in the phase of discovery. And the second stage of the problem solving space is the definition phase, also called as define. So once you have all these ideas, you need to kind of now narrow down, okay, to what's the exact problem that people are facing. So this is the stage where you converge down, you kind of narrow down into what is the exact problem, what is the exact problem that needs to be solved. So that's the main focus, that should be the main focus of the team. So if you see in the define stage, some tools that can help you is the 5 whys. Just keep asking why for 5 times, and then you would go to the root of what exactly is the problem. That would help you. The second one is doing a root cause analysis, which can help you identify the problem, and also with user stories. So if at all you ever got some problem from a user, it can also be captured as user stories. So by doing this, you would be able to exactly define what is the problem that needs to be addressed and solved. So that's about the problem space. Moving on to the second space, which is the solution space. So again, the solution space, so now you have a definition of what the problem is, what needs to be solved. So now you need the next stage in this solution space is developing some solution. So again, this is a diverging phase because you don't just stick to one particular method. There are different methods, possible methods that are explored as to how to develop that particular solution. So before you ever start developing a solution, when you look at the tools, the very first one is persona identification. So you need to identify what is the persona. So why do you need to identify the persona is because only when you know who is the person, the persona that's going to interact with this particular solution, and keeping in mind their characteristics and their attributes and behaviors, you would be able to design the perfect solution. So that's why they say always define your persona. So if you don't know how to build a persona, I've taken a couple of videos on that, and I'll provide the links in the description box and you can go through that. The next way in which you can develop solutions is by building an MVP, a minimum viable product. So there are a couple of videos I've taken on that also. You can view that. And prototypes. So it's just like small mock-ups that you can build, prototypes and stuff like that, that can help teams to develop. Also rapid prototyping like 3D printing and things like that. So keep in mind, it's not always just for software products that you can apply this design thinking. It's for any type of product that can be applied. So that's something to keep in mind. So these are some of the tools that you can use in the develop stage. And the next stage is deliver. So again, now when you're delivering a solution, you just don't go and deliver it out to the, to any user. You're just focused to deliver it to the right users, the target audience. So it's more of a converging stage again. So if you see some of the tools that help you to deliver the solution, it's not deliver, it's being able to capture feedback. Okay, because you just don't want to stop after delivering the product, okay, or that particular solution. You need to get feedback in order to know that you have delivered the right value. So that's the deliver stage, and surveys are going to help you out thinking out loud. So think out loud is something where you give the product to the customer, and the customer, while using the product, they just tell you what they really feel. Rather than thinking of it, they just tell you it out loud of what is their experience. And shadowing is something that you can do. Shadowing is something where you sit down with the customer and you just don't do anything. You just sit and observe them as to how are they, kind of navigating and using that particular solution that you have provided. And you can take, designers and the respective members can take down notes and see how well they can improvise that experience. So that's about the deliver stage. So if you see the whole stage of this double diamond process is you have first, as I said, the problem space, and then you have the solution space. So first you diverge, you discover, again you converge to define the exact problem, then again you develop, you diverge to develop the right solutions, and you converge down into delivering the right solution to the right audiences. So there's always an outcome that's going to be delivered. Don't focus on delivering outputs. So it's always outcomes over outputs. Okay, so that's the old approach of double diamond model, which is linear. Okay, which means that only after discovery you define the process, and then you develop a solution, and then you deliver it to the customer. So this was kind of old, but now after so many things being, revamped and altered, you have agile and things coming into picture. The new model is non-linear, which means that you don't always have to first discover, define, develop, and deliver. Sometimes in the development stage, you feel that still there needs to be some extra discovery that needs to be done. So you can always jump back to this problem space. Or sometimes you feel teams might feel that they already know the problem that they need to solve, so there's no much need of discovery. They can easily jump from defining the problem to developing the solution. So it's more of a flexible non-linear approach that's being followed. But teams, this is how they sit down together and they kind of brainstorm and deliver really creative solutions and innovative ideas. So I hope that you got some information of what is this doubled diamond for design thinking process. And if you like this video, please do give this a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do subscribe, and also do share your feedbacks. Thank you.